Welcome back to the channel, boys. Today I wanted to cover the controversy revolving around GTA 6 and the price of the game. Now, a lot of people, seemingly most people, are in outrage over the price for this game being confirmed at $80. Now, this isn't as bad as the rumored $100 price tag that was floating around for a while, but there is the Ultimate Edition of the game that does cost $100. And there is outrage there because just like every single other game, the Ultimate Edition comes out with exclusives that the Standard Edition players will not receive. Now, boys, I am a proponent of saving your money, stacking as much as you can and using it wisely and as a tool. How much money you have is almost like your power level in this world. And that's not to say money is everything or money will make you happy. I just take money very seriously. And this channel is revolved around modern entertainment, right? So, which automatically puts us in the position of a consumer. So I bring up whether these things are worth the money pretty frequently. So why do I say all this? Well, because I think my take on this whole situation will be surprising to some people. And I'd like to make my perspective on the bigger issue revolving this, which is the money. I wanted to make that perspective clear just as a foundation. This would mark the first $80 standard edition game ever, okay? People don't like this alone because whether, they see it as predatory and maybe because it's a game they know everyone wants to play, they feel like they can upcharge us, which comes off as predatory, which I totally disagree with. There is also the concern that other studios will follow suit and want to start charging $80 for their games, even if they aren't up to par with GTA. They see Rockstar as setting the new standard as far as how much people will be willing to pay for a video game. Now, this argument I do actually find more plausible. We will get to that and why I think that is a valid concern and what might actually happen in that case. There is also the outrage over the game not coming with a disc. Okay, a lot of people like to physically own their games, whether that's because they fear, I don't know, that Sony or Steam or whoever is going to have the power to delete their game for them one day, or whether it's because they're a collector and want to own the boxes, which I did see was actually going to be available. It's kind of funny. I think I read that you can buy a box, but it's just going to have a code inside where you can, go and download it after, which seems pretty useless, in my opinion. Let me start with that one. I think that doesn't matter. I myself have a digital PS5 anyway, and even before that, I wasn't buying discs for years. I literally cannot even remember the last disc I bought. So this doesn't affect me at all. And even when I try to look at it from outside myself, I just don't see it as some reason to boycott the game. I mean, I literally see people saying they aren't going to buy the game because of this. And I'm just like, man, that is the absolute dumbest shit I've ever heard. And it's not like I care because that person not buying the game isn't going to affect my life anyway. I just think it's fake as fuck and absolutely not going to happen. I don't believe someone who was genuinely ready to and excited to buy GTA and play the game is going to stop that because there isn't a disc. But what do I know? I mean, either way, it just seems like such a non-issue that's just there to add on to the outrage and get engagement, in my opinion. Let's discuss the price itself. Like I said, there was a long time when many people speculated this game would be $100 at release for a standard edition. So when they announced it would be $80, I was surprised that it was that cheap. Okay, yes, I am not upset about this price, and I was actually pleasantly surprised to find out it was only $80. Boys, if you go to the store and look at two pairs of shoes, one of them $70 and one of them $100. The ones that cost you $70 will last you exactly 1 year before you have to spend another $70 for almost the exact same shoe, and this is after already repeating this cycle for 10 years. While the $100 shoes will last you 10 years minimum if you only have $100 to your name and absolutely have to buy a pair of shoes. Which one is actually worth your money? You gotta go with the $100 pair of shoes, man. I mean, it's more value for your money. Now, you can probably see where I'm going with this, but in the case of GTA 6, it's actually a much easier decision. Dude, GTA 5 is still being played to this day. Content is being made around this game all the time. It still holds up. They remade the game for next-gen consoles, and it absolutely is on par or better than many games that come out today. But either way, fuck that. We're talking about a game bigger than that, better looking than GTA 5, 10 years ahead of that. I don't understand how games like 2K, Madden, honestly most sports games, every Call of Duty game, how has there never been outrage about any of these games, which are nothing but copies of themselves every single year? They get away with charging us full price, industry standard of $70. No one ever says shit about this, but this game, like I described, and as we all know, whether you like the price or not, we all know this game is levels beyond any of the games I mentioned. This game gets shit on all over the place online because they charge $10 extra. I just don't get it. I paid $70 for Gotham fucking Knights, a game that literally looks like something you'd play on your freaking iPod. Paid $70, played it a couple times, realized it was dog shit, and never touched it again. That game costs $70 because they were following industry standard. The game was not worth more than $30, and that is being generous. But they were completely in their right, at least as far as in the public eye CPI and just the status quo to charge that $70. I've never felt so cheated for my money in my life, at least as far as buying games. Nowadays, in the recent years, we see a lot of different price tags on games. You can go to the PlayStation Store, for example, and see many indie games or just random games you've never heard of. And sometimes they'll be brand new and come out for like $20, $40, all sorts of prices. And I like that. I think that's fair. I don't think every game that comes out should automatically cost $70 because honestly, most games nowadays are not worth that much at all. But see, I believe the same when discussing the opposite. I don't think every game should automatically cost $70, yes. But if a game is going to potentially be revolutionary, then yeah, charge the $80. Charge what you think the game is worth and let the market decide if they agree. Some will buy and then some of them won't, like anything else. And see, I mentioned the sports games in Call of Duty because these are franchises that literally drop the exact same game every year. I made a video about this regarding Modern Warfare 4. They drop the exact same game and charge the exact same price for it every year. And a lot of the times the game comes out with bugs, the game isn't finished, they're rushed. They give you these new features, which a lot of the time are features they removed in the past to simulate a new product. But in the end, it's always the same shit. And only halfway through the game's year-long run, they're already promoting the next game in the franchise. So I don't think it's fair that these games get to exist almost on an annual subscription kind of rollout, but then a game that, like I said, we all know is going to be huge and probably have shit we've never seen before isn't allowed to charge more for a clearly better product. In my opinion, that's just business. And honestly, fuck my opinion, that is literally just business. So is GTA actually the predatory one? Are they the ones overcharging, or is the rest of the industry the ones that are truly overcharging? Then you get to the people complaining about the Ultimate Edition. I'll make this one quick. Dude, every big title that comes out includes an Ultimate Edition option. That's been going on for many years now. See, this is just something I can't even imagine taking seriously because it's like, what is the actual difference? You just look at the list of things that come with the Ultimate Edition of GTA 6 and it's a long list. But for one, GTA Online isn't even confirmed to be coming out with the game. If the game drops with just the story mode like GTA 5 did, and if all these add-ons are just for the story and doesn't give you some sort of competitive advantage over other players online, like as long as it's not pay to play, then what the fuck is the big deal? If you're so worried about the shit you're gonna miss out on, then yeah, you gotta buy the Ultimate Edition, just like any other game. But even me, I haven't even decided whether I'll buy the Ultimate Edition. I just don't really care about any of the stuff that it comes with. Like it's not because of the price. I've bought an Ultimate Editions before. There's nothing in this specific one that like breaks the game for me, or the whole reason I was buying this game was for the unisex salon that comes with the Ultimate Edition. That is literally one of the things that come with it. And it's like whatever, like outfits, fucking there's like a car shop, like a mod shop that, okay, maybe that one, hey, I want to mod my whips, but hey, whatever. There's like a different styles of guns, like variants, shit that I don't really care about. This whole situation has become so bad that we are at the point where people are now downplaying GTA 5, saying it wasn't that good, it isn't good enough to be defending Rockstar like this, all this shit. And it makes me think a lot of these idiots are just teenagers or some like just actively looking for things to cry about because, okay, what you think about the price is your business and there is no 100% correct way to feel about it. I'm just giving you my opinion. But at this point, to say GTA 5 wasn't that good and all that shit is just talking to talk. Literally something that should be ignored or shit on when seen online. Because you don't have to love playing GTA. I don't even hop on that regularly anymore, but especially for the time. Bro, that shit came out on PS3. Do not forget that. That game was and is still, it's legendary. There's still really nothing like it. Just the game itself, not the story, which I thought it was fun and it was a decent story, but the way you can switch between the three characters literally anytime you want, the graphics of the game, the scale of the map, there was nothing like it. And there still is hardly anything like it. Like I said, I don't think I need to really defend or prop up GTA 5. The only reason this game has so much hype to begin with is because of how great GTA 5 was. You're talking about a long list of games, but if GTA 5 was dog shit, there would not be this much hype around GTA 6, okay? We're talking about a game that still gets played today after 10 years. Same map, same story mode. They just have like online updates, new heists. Do they still drop new heists? Maybe. I don't even know. The point is that it's still good enough to be played 10 years later. Honestly, that game itself, it would have been worth $10 more than the industry standard at the time. And speaking of the industry standard, like I said at the beginning, this is an argument I fall into as well. But the difference is that I don't think it's Rockstar's fault. It's actually ours as the consumers. I brought up the franchises that I believe cheat us every single year out of $70. The way I see it, I can absolutely see these idiots trying to upcharge the games. Once they see everyone buy GTA for $80, then they'll be like, okay, let's get on that. I like that. Will this actually happen? It's hard to tell, but the way I see it is we should let them drop these games for $80 and it's on us to not buy it. accept. It's really that simple. Like anything in this world, you vote with your money. I would actually love to see something like Call of Duty charge $80 and to see the community at large refuse to pay it because they don't deserve it. They don't deserve to be charging what they charge right now. And don't forget, they also come with ultimate editions. Let's not pick and choose when things are right and when they're wrong. A lot of the time, these dog shit studios will drop the price after a few months to something actually reasonable for the product you're buying. That's my point. In the end, these are products. All of these video games are products, and even though there is the industry standard of $70, something we have become used to and just accept, it does not mean a higher quality product cannot come in and charge more. I mean, we're talking about fucking Jordans versus Pumas right now. It's like complaining that a house in the hills is more expensive than a house in the ghetto. And sure, whatever. Maybe it's not that black and white. There is maybe more nuance to it. But to me, I see these as products, and I pay for products I want that I believe are worth what the seller is charging. Okay, otherwise I'm not buying it. That's why I don't buy Call of Duty anymore. I don't buy 2K or Madden. I wait till they're fucking half off, or I use EA Pass to play that shit for free. I mean, bro, I'm telling you, I practice what I preach. So this isn't me just defending Rockstar games to defend them, for no reason. I think it makes logical sense. Thank you for watching the video, boys. I know not everyone is gonna agree, but hey, it doesn't mean shit, bro. I still appreciate you watching the video. We don't gotta hate each other over this something so stupid, right? Let me know in the comments what you think and if you will be buying this game. I'm sure most of us that can afford it will. And if you really just can't afford it, I feel for you, and I'm not trying to down anyone in that position. I just don't think $10 more makes that big of a difference for a product that is truly above its competitors, and that $10 extra will last you 10 years potentially. Honestly, I wish we could go back to the days where demos were a thing, and we could at least try a game before buying it. Maybe that's something these companies should start considering, to be honest. I think there'd be more pros than cons, even if it's just like an hour trial of these games. EA does this with its new titles. When you buy the EA Pass, you can try out a game for like 10 hours, bro. Not from the moment you start playing either. It's like literally 10 hours of gameplay. When you close the app, the timer stops, which I think is great. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Have a good day, man. Peace.